So Operation Fortune is a new spy action comedy movie, and it's actually a really great Jason Statham movie. I just think it could have been a much better spy action film. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a really great film to look at as they go to a brilliant number of destinations all around the world, and there are some really cool action numbers in this movie. I just feel like it definitely could have grabbed you so much more effectively and just done a couple more shocking things, which unfortunately it just doesn't do enough of. I mean, Ritchie has done a really good job in creating a really watchable spy thriller movie. I just feel like it could have been a lot smarter, a lot slicker, and a lot more sophisticated. So let's go through the cast members one by one. So first up, of course, we have Jason Statham, and he is just leading this movie really, really well. As the Orson Fortune character, you can see where the Operation Fortune name comes from, and he is really, really suave. My main issue with him, though, is that he's pretty much too perfect, which is fine if you want to just watch a really basic spy thriller movie. I just feel like they could have made this character so much more layered and a little bit more flawed as well, and he could have got into certain situations that he couldn't get out of without the help of other characters, but he's just able to basically do everything single-handedly, which is really, really cool, but I just feel like it could have been a more realistic and believable and layered protagonist. Cary Elwes was really, really brilliant as Nathan. I feel like his character was really, really cool, and you can see him losing his cool on a number of different occasions in this film, and he's got some brilliant, witty one-liners, and he is working on behalf of the British government to retrieve something called the Handle. Hugh Grant was absolutely awesome in this film. I am just loving Hugh Grant's choice of characters lately, as he's playing pretty villainous roles at the moment. For example, in Dungeons and Dragons, of course in The Undoing, in Paddington 2, and he is of course going to be in Wonka as well. And I just loved his accent in this film. He is just playing this character to perfection. And you can just tell that Hugh Grant is just having so much fun with all of these different characters. And he just does such a good job in this film. Aubrey Plaza is also in this film, and I was really looking forward to watching her, as of course she is most recently so phenomenal in the second season of The White Lotus, and is also going to be in Agatha Coven of Chaos. So I was really looking forward to seeing what she was going to do in this role. And she does do decent stuff with the material that she is given. For example, being the hacker, being a fake love interest to a number of different characters. And she only has one action sequence, which I just thought was such a travesty, as she can definitely do action sequences and they just should have used her so much more. Similarly with Bugzy Malone, he was alright in this movie, but they definitely could have done so much more with him. But by contrast with that, Josh Hartnett is so funny as the Danny character. I don't know if he is playing true to form in terms of living up to the stereotypes that people say about him in the tabloids, but he is so funny as a bit of an arrogant actor that quickly gets out of his comfort zone when he is embroiled in the whole Operation Fortune mission, and I just think he is playing him in such a hilarious way. The wider secondary villainous characters are alright. I feel like they definitely could do so much more. I feel like that's the theme in my review. They just could have done so much more with a lot of different characters, especially the villains, and especially when you see how to do secondary villainous characters so brilliantly in Fast X. I feel like they definitely could have stepped up to the plate in a much more slicker way. But you know, that being said, I feel like all of the global travel in this movie is really, really brilliant, and all of the action sequences that they do have in this film are really, really good, which definitely does show that they are using their $50 million budget in a really great way. And I am really hopeful that we do get a sequel one day, as firstly this movie teases a sequel, which definitely does need to happen, and I do feel like in that sequel they can just dive straight into it and just do all of the things that I said in this movie review to a much better standard, and I'm just really hopeful that we do get that. But you know, as far as this first Operation Fortune goes, I'm going to give it a solid 6 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of this film, so please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.